Okay, hi. Hope you're well. My name is Dolly Michira. I'm Kenyan. I live in Nairobi. Yeah, my parents live in Nakuru. And I'm kicking off a channel called, I would call it Emotional Voices broadly. However, the YouTube arm of it will only speak to caregiving. So right now we have an Instagram page called, or the hashtag is at emotional underscore voices. And we also have a Facebook page called Emotional Voices. So just to give you a brief about it, what I noticed, or just moving about life, you realize that there are various kinds of people with different um, profiles of individuals who have different emotional aspects. And one thing that I really found missing is giving voice to the emotions that we feel. We find people struggling very hard to actually have their emotions processed or even go through the emotions in a very sincere and honest way. And for me, what I aim to do through emotional voices is to just give your emotions a voice. So feel free to share. You can reach us on email. Just go and tap the send email button on Facebook and you can reach us. Anyway, so now talking to the YouTube channel. So the YouTube arm of Emotional Voices will only touch on caregiving. And just to give you a little brief, so the first time I heard the word caregiver was at a therapy session, classic, right? Yeah, so um, I was going through this very tough phase, trying to deal with stress, trying to actually process my feelings. I got stressed most of the times, and it always crisscrossed, even with my productivity at work. Sometimes someone would just tell me, "Dolly, change this thing on a slide," and I would go on an overflow of tears. And so I think having a very clear support system and people at work who actually observed this, they recommended that I should go and see a therapist. At first, of course, there's stigma around seeing a therapist, and so I was super nervous. But anyway, I went for it. And just from that first session, that's the first time I had the word caregiver. And my therapist, in her actual words, said, "Dolly, you're going through caregiver burnout and depression." Yeah, I'll scrap out the depression part and maybe we'll handle it differently. Um, but this caregiver topic became a topic that is very close to my heart, and I hope that through the journey we share, or through even how we interact on this channel, we'll be able to touch on critical topics about caregiving. So what caregiving means to me is just the emotional downpour, or the emotional outlet, or the emotional drain when we give the best of ourselves to those we care for. And my story is I have a sister that I love very much. Her name is Brenda Michira. Yeah, she's somewhere in the background. That's why I turned aside. And she was in an accident about 4 years ago, which left her paralyzed. And so that you don't go asking for her story, she was the only one in the car that got hurt. Everyone else got scot-free. And interestingly enough, she was also the only one buckled up. So sometimes bad luck comes to the best of us all. But yeah, that being said, so I've had to care for her over the last few years. She spent about 1.5 years in hospital. Um, and then the rest of the time has been on and off, in and out hospitals, and me caring for her from my very little apartment somewhere in Nairobi. Yeah. But I really love her. And one thing I've also realized, or one thing I've learned through the caregiver journey, is how draining it could be, or even how emotionally involving it could be. And it's just this unpaid care work that we all go through. And it does bring all of this mental kind of bogged down, or mental um, weariness to us. And I just wanted to talk about it. So feel free to share, feel free to talk to me about it. If you care for someone at your home or at your place or anywhere, even if you know a friend that has to go through their caregiver journey. Um, the other reason why I started this, or why I'm thinking of having this conversation, is to also empower and educate caregivers around us. So I'd say, like, the mission of this is double fold. So one is to just empower and educate the caregivers around us. Just get tools that we can share, tips that we can share across the board, that are very relevant and can help all of us be better caregivers at the home and also take care of ourselves. The second lens to it is to just bring an emotional support system around us, even from those that surround us. So feel free again to share anything that you want to share. Don't be shy, and we'll anonymize everything that you share with us. Thank you.